Today on the Trent Out Loud Podcast. I honestly really do feel like Kim Kardashian, Paris Hilton, that whole wave, it really did change our culture. What up? It's your boy Trent Out Loud, and I'm back with another episode. All right, it's Thursday morning. I'm in a good mood. 2 more days left before Grand Prix weekend in Montreal. I cannot wait, man. I'm super excited. For those of you who see me on YouTube, you see I got my hair done, got my hair in braids, ready to go. I got so many things planned. I don't even understand how I'm going to get through. Just letting you guys know from now, I am not going to have a Monday show. I am taking Monday off because I'm going to need to recover from a very intense hangover. All right. All right. Let me get on with the show. We got a good show set up for you guys today. We have 3 lead stories again, just like yesterday. There was a father who blocked a black superintendent from shaking his daughter's hand at a graduation ceremony. It's all over the internet. It's crazy. The second lead story is the superintendent actually filed a restraining order after against the father. So like yesterday, it's really 2 stories, but it's an A and B. And then in our third lead story, we're actually going to talk about the judge and that guy that got caught on the Zoom driving without a license. Really funny. So a lot of court cases going on in these stories today. Then we're going to jump into quick news. We're going to talk about Nicki Minaj and Sexyy Red. And Ray J says the world would be different if his and Kim Kardashian's sex tape did not come out. You know Ray J. Anyways, then we're going to jump into speed news. We got something on Dr.Pepper and Pepsi and Travis Kelce. And then we're going to close out the show with question of the day and speed news. Y'all know what time it is. Turn your TVs, radio, or your devices up. I'm about to start this show. Let's go. Father blocks black superintendent from shaking his daughter's hand during high school graduation. He said, "I don't want her touching him." We have a video of this. Maybe we should jump right into the video and then I will tell you the story. Take a listen.
Oh, excuse me.
All right. For those of you who are not on YouTube and want to see the video, go to my YouTube channel now, Trent Out Loud, and you'll see he comes out from the crowd and literally just jumps and pushes the man away as he sees his daughter approaching her. And there was a guy before shaking everyone's hand, so he knew what was about to happen. Then you see him just jump in, and he didn't push him down to the ground, but he did just push him away. A video of a Wisconsin graduation ceremony has gone viral after the video shows a student's parents jumping on the stage as she walked across to push the superintendent out the way. According to Channel 3000, a video shows an unidentified man walking on the stage to push a superintendent out of the way as his child was about to shake his hand. The district released a statement about the incident, stating that their primary focus remains on celebrating the achievements of their graduation. There are mixed comments on the way the parent decided to disrupt the ceremony. He was escorted out of the venue by police and referred to Sussex County District Office for disorderly conduct. The incident is still under review. So this is really new, but a lot of people are literally just going crazy for it because, like, why wouldn't you want your daughter to shake the superintendent's hand just because he's a black man? Now, from what I know of the story, he didn't say that it was because he was a black man, but why else would it be, right? Like, there is no other rhyme or reason. The only thing else I could think is that he was a superintendent, so maybe he quote unquote thinks that the guy is dirty, but the man is literally sitting up there in a suit and tie, right? It's not like he's there in like a superintendent or janitor uniform. And yeah, so, and he just said, "I don't want her touching me." So we'll see. So I don't want him touching her. We'll see what this guy has to say. That's what I'm really interested in hearing, to hear if this is racial, if there was something else, if this guy had an issue with him. But of course, everybody first is saying that it is racial because what else are we to think, right? So that's all the information. Like I said, it's literally going viral. It's like the biggest story that happened yesterday. But let's go on to lead story number 2 and find out what the superintendent did afterwards. All right, in our second lead story, a black superintendent who was shoved by a student's father files a restraining order against the parent. During a high school graduation in Wisconsin, an altercation took place between the school's superintendent and the parent of the graduate. Matthew Eddy, father of the graduate, became physical with the superintendent, and as he went to shake his daughter's hand at the time of her walking on stage to receive her diploma. The father intervened by shoving superintendent, preventing him from the exchange. According to Time magazine, a representative of the school district confirmed that a restraining order was filed on Eddy by the superintendent Bridge and granted on Monday. A hearing will be held on June 14th to address this matter. According to sources, there has been an ongoing feud between both the superintendent and father over local drama regarding bizarre salary and high staff turnover under terms of the superintendent. I don't even know what that means, but okay. The school district spokesman gave the following statement. The school district is taking this incident very seriously, and we're working closely with the local law enforcement to ensure a thorough investigation. Our primary focus remains on celebrating. Okay, we read that in the last story. So, see, I knew there had to be something more to this. I knew it wasn't just, who is this black man shaking my daughter's hand? I knew there had to be some beef, because you don't just go up and do that. Like, I understand racist people are racist. Like, I get it, but come on, there's an extent. Now, maybe there could be some racism behind that, and maybe that's where their disagreement arose from. I'm not counting that out, but I found it a little bit strange that it was just, here is this black man superintendent and he cannot touch my daughter. So we'll see. I'm sure this is going to pop up again somewhere in the news, and we'll see how this continues. All right, this brings us to our third lead story. This is another court story. I don't know what happened yesterday. Anyways, judge reveals Corey Harris never had a license ever after court appearance went viral. Shuts down reports of Secretary of State error. All right, so before I read you the story, let me just backtrack. I think it was it a Monday's podcast or was it Tuesday? I told you about a guy that was in trial. He had a court date, and he was able to do his court date on Zoom. And the court date was something about his license, and he showed up on the Zoom call, and he's like, "Hey guys, sorry, I'm a little bit late. I'm just rolling to my doctor's office. Wait 1 second, I'm parking." And then the judge was like, "Hold on, you're parking, you're driving. This is about driving with having a suspended license, and you're driving. Okay, I don't want to hear anything. You got to report to jail." Then the next day it came out, or 2 days later it came out, where the judge and the court made a mistake that the man's license was never suspended. Even it was on the Breakfast Club, Charlemagne gave the guy donkey of the day for showing up to Zoom driving. Then 2 days later, he reversed the donkey of the day and gave the donkey of the day to the courtroom. And now this came out. Like, I've never seen this much back and forth going on. I wonder if Charlemagne is going to re-revert the donkey of the day. Anyways, here's the details. Corey Harris has had an interesting week. Last week, Harris went viral after virally attending court in connection to a suspended license. The gag is Harry was driving during his appearance, and the judge in the case revoked his bond. Exactly what I just told you guys before. It was recently reported that there was a clerical error in Harris's case, allegedly due to the mistake made by the Secretary of State office, but Judge Cedric Simpson is shutting down those reports. In a recent appearance, Judge Simpson clarifies that not only was Harris' license was never suspended, but he's never had a driver's license to begin with. Simpson said that Harris' driving privileges have been revoked in the state of Michigan and was required to appear before the Secretary of State and pay a reinstatement fee in 2022. Harris's failure to pay the fee caused him to be hit with a warrant for driving with a suspended license. He's never even had a license ever, Judge Simpson said, ever. And he has never had a license in any of the other 49 states or commonwealth that makes up this country. Harris's attorney revealed he is now working to secure a driver's license and pay the reinstatement fee. Okay, so I think the fact that he didn't pay the fee gives him this hit, this fine, but the fine is like, if you had a license, it would be that your license was suspended. But the fact that he didn't have a license, they still hit him with it, but he actually never really had a license. This is a mess, man. And I don't understand why this, well, actually, I'm about to say I don't understand why this went viral, but I remember it went viral because he showed up to court for driving with a suspended license driving. So he's still an idiot. It goes back to the first viral encounter where this clown showed up to court for a fine, regardless if it was suspended license or not. It was and because he didn't even have a license. Okay, I'm getting very confused. Anyways, the guy is an idiot. Let's just leave it at that. He tried to make it seem, well, maybe we're the idiots because we got fooled and we believed him that it was a clerical error, and this guy was lying the whole time, and he never even had a license. So he showed up to court on Zoom without a license. That was dumb, but smart of you to fool us. So there's a lot of dumbness going on here. Anyways, I'm done. I'm done with the story, man. Let's move on. All right, this brings us to quick news. Ring my bell. Nicki Minaj and Sexyy Red rank number 1 and number 2 on the hottest female rapper on Billboard top 10 list. Shout out to my girl, Sexyy Red. I mean, y'all know I still love Nicki Minaj, but I love Sexyy Red. Y'all are always trying to hate on Sexyy Red. Her lyrics are raunchy. She's not a real rapper, whatever, blah, blah. Well, she's number 2 on the list, right behind Queen Nicki Minaj, all right? The ladies of rap have been working and has definitely been showing from their sold-out tours and viral songs. Billboard released the list of their top 10 hottest female rappers of the moment, and picks are creating some controversy online. Swipe to let us know how you feel, whatever, blah, blah. Of course, there's always going to be controversy. You know, people are always going to argue. All right, I'll let you know also, too, who else made the list. Megan Thee Stallion is number 3. All right, I already know that that's what the argument is about, because Megan Thee Stallion should be higher. Well, that's subjective, right? Like, yes, Megan technically is a better rapper. She's a writer, her flow, delivery, everything. But as I always say whenever I talk about hip hop and I talk about music, hip hop is 50 years old. Well, just turned 50 years old last year, 51 years old now. We can't keep defining what makes hip hop what it was 30 or 40 years ago. The genre has elevated, it has grown. It's not just about lyrics and delivery. Yes, 40 years ago, Sexyy Red wouldn't even be in the classification, but Sexyy Red is not a lyricist. I don't know if she writes her own music or not, but she makes good music that people like and that's catchy and it's viral for the moment. And I'm of the impression that I don't care if I don't care the delivery, and I don't care about the your flow. I don't care about your lyrics if the song is good. Like as a hip hop head, well, I wouldn't even consider myself a hip hop head, because there's some real hip hop like historians out there. But somebody who loves hip hop music, I appreciate both. You know what I mean? I appreciate the Kendrick Lamars of the world that will give you Easter eggs and that will, have double, triple entendres. But I can also appreciate, a 50 Cent or who else is not super lyrical, but that's still like popping out here, right? Like Ja Rule back in the day. You know what I mean? Like I can appreciate hit music is what I'm trying to say. So anyways, I always talk about this stuff whenever I talk about Sexyy Red, but yeah, that's why I can still appreciate Sexyy Red. Anyways, the fourth person on the list, Doja Cat, well-deserved. Ice Spice, well-deserved. Glorilla, well-deserved. Cardi B, number 7. What? Okay. Hold on. It's Billboard staff ranks hottest female rappers right now. Okay, because Cardi B should be up there, but if you're saying right now, Cardi B hasn't dropped anything like this year, so fine. JT, and then Flo Milli. All right. And you know, because Nicki Minaj is hot right now, right? She's on tour. She's didn't she just drop a remix recently? Like, yeah, Nicki Minaj is hot. But by default, though, Cardi B should be a little bit higher. All right, I understand why there's a little bit of controversy over this list, because I literally just had a full-on conversation with myself about this list. So I can understand why you guys are arguing amongst yourselves. All right, this brings us to our second and final quick story. Ray J said everyone's life and everything in the industry would be different if his sex tape with Kim Kardashian never leaked. Also says all he remembers is the smell. He said there might not be an OnlyFans. Okay, so I have a clip that's actually, I'm not even going to play the clip because it's way too long. You can go see it on my Instagram page at Trent Out Loud. But just to talk about two things. When he said all I can remember is the smell, it was a joke. But of course, you know, the bloggers are going to take it and make something of it. He was not disrespecting Kim Kardashian. It was literally a joke. Whether you like it or not, it was a joke. Just want to let you guys know that. But really, honestly, what I want to talk about is what he said about the sex tape leaking. So just also to read the quick sentence here, it says, Ray J says everything down to style and things in culture would be different if his tape with Kim didn't happen. What are your thoughts? So, you know what? I'm sure a lot of people, I didn't even check the comments, but I'm sure a lot of people are laughing at this and probably dragging Ray J and being like, yo, please, dude. But I actually am going to say that I agree with him, because when that tape leaked, there was no social media, there was no OnlyFans, selfies didn't exist. Like, you didn't have all of that. Like, the world that we know now was not like that back then, right? I mean, listen, when that sex tape leaked, like, you had to go and like physically buy that. Actually, hold on. You know what? I think, sorry, it was available on internet, but you had to buy it like on internet. Like, you had to pay a fee, and you could like stream it on unlock. My point is, like, it wasn't like now where it's like Pornhub and just go and type it in or whatever, right? It was behind a paywall, which I don't even know what you called it back then. Anyways, I digress. The point is that I actually believe him, but it's not necessarily him. It's more what the tape did and more about Kim Kardashian. I honestly really do feel like Kim Kardashian, Paris Hilton, that whole wave really changed the culture. It really did change our culture. Selfies, social media, before Kim Kardashian and before influencers, it was the celebrities that were the cool people. And I'm not saying people like Zendaya or whoever out there is not cool and influential, but you could argue that the influencers are arguably more influential than movie stars. Back in the day, it was only movie stars that influenced, or people in the music industry. Now, people in the music industry need influencers, and now more recently need streamers to promote their music, right? Like podcasters, content creators, influencers, streamers. We are the gatekeepers to you, the audience. You know what I mean? Look at that whole Drake and Kendrick battle. Everything ran through academics, who is an influencer, who is a streamer. You know what I mean? So, lover or hater, but Kim Kardashian ushered that in. She's the first celebrity, quote unquote, to not actually have a quote unquote talent. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, what is she famous for? Well, she's famous for, being a socialite in Hollywood, being hot, being, the girls that, the girl that everybody, all the other girls want to be like, but from doing nothing, not like a Beyonce or a Megan Thee Stallion or a Cardi B, but just off of just her, you know what I mean? Her style choices and who she was and her life, try to emulate her Hollywood lifestyle. So I agree with Ray J on this, man. Not so much Ray J. I mean, Ray J was popping at the time, and if it wasn't for Ray J, that tape wouldn't have worked. You know what I mean? He was the famous one, and she was nobody, and that tape made her. So, anyways, I digress. I am rambling a lot in quick news today, but yeah, I digress. I agree with him. Let me know what you guys think Do you agree with Ray J or not? Send me an email, trentoutloud@cfqr600.com. Comment below this YouTube video or send me a DM at any of my social media at Trent Out Loud. All right, this brings us to speed news. Ring my bell. Dr. Pepper surpasses Pepsi as the second biggest soda brand in America. According to market share data by Beverage Digest, Dr. Pepper has surpassed Pepsi to become the second most popular drink in America. I found this crazy. I found this like really strange. I don't know nobody that drinks Dr. Pepper. I love Dr. Pepper. And I'm not even real, but I'm not a big soda guy. Like I have a soda once in a blue moon. I have in my bar, in my house, I have like almost like every soda available. I have like 4 or 5 fridges and they're stacked with a bunch of sodas. And like people love, especially my sister's kids, they love coming here and just devouring the mini fridges. And whenever time I have a party, whatever, blah, blah. But like Dr. Pepper is the one shelf that I never often have to restock. You know what I mean? It's always like root beer, cream soda, Crush. My gosh, what am I thinking about now? Ginger ale. Ginger ale is always like totally gone. I even have Mountain Dew, and that's gone before Dr. Pepper. I even have Cherry Coke is gone before. Fanta is gone before. I mean, we're Canadian, so maybe that's what it is. But I'm very surprised by this. But shout out to Dr. Pepper because I actually love Dr. Pepper, man. But let me know what you guys think. Send me an email, comment below, or whatever. I would just like to know, especially my Canadians out there. Do you guys like Dr. Pepper? Is this an American thing or a Canadian thing? Let me know. All right, in our second and final speed story, Travis Kelce admits he doesn't wash his feet every time he showers. Okay, this is just nasty. I don't even know why this is in this section. Travis Kelce and his brother Jason had a little debate over washing your feet. And while Jason said he doesn't wash his all the time, Travis admitted he only hits them things after intense workouts and football practices. Okay, this has gone viral. And a lot of people are like, saying that this is like a football thing and some of these players are nasty, whatever, blah, blah. Some people are turning into like a white and a black thing. But what I think more what it is that what Jason was more trying to say, because I did hear it. I think what Jason was more trying to say is that you don't need to wash your feet because your feet are already getting so much water and soap because you're standing in the puddle of water. I hope that's what he means. But to a lot of other people's point, the same reason why you soap up and lather, whether you use a poof or you use a loofah or use a rag or use your hands, whatever, is that sometimes you gotta scrub the not sometimes, but you gotta scrub the perspiration and the dirt off. You know what I mean? So yeah, I don't know, man. I'm not saying that every single time. Oh my gosh, I've never missed my feet, but I would say more times than not. I would say like 4 or 5 times a week. I'll make sure that my feet are definitely washed properly. You know what I mean? Even have a little scrub once a week, like scrub out. You gotta take care of your feet, man. Jeez. Especially if I was a pro athlete, because those guys' feet take a pounding. Like, Jason Kelce, man, wash your feet. All right, this brings us to question of the day. Ja Rule posted this on his Twitter, so I stole it from Ja Rule. Shout out to Ja. He said, how old is too old in hip hop and why? All right, let's hear some answers. Some people said, you're never too old to learn the difference between two and two. Okay, so he spelled it T-O instead of T-O-O. Wow, people just don't let people live out here. Somebody said, no age limit, but if you get to 50 and you're still rapping about pulling drive-bys, you need to stop. Real Car said, if the president of the United States can be 80 years old, so can a rapper. Real Life Mona Lisa said, Black people are the only group of people who talk down to our pioneers. Shaking my head. Rock bands be touring and making music until the casket drop and are labeled legends. Meanwhile, our culture calls them old heads. I 1000% agree with that. I hate that about hip hop. I hate that so much. Yo, hip hop is a young boy sport. Yo, hip hop is this. Yo, old head, whatever. Listen, man. AC/DC, Guns N' Roses, Axl Rose. I could go on and on. Rolling Stones. Did I say Rolling Stones already? I could go on and on. Like, these guys are rewarded and they tour. Okay, their music might not be hitting, but it's not like, well, there's an age limit on you. You know, I think even Bon Jovi just put an album the other day, you know, but anyways, I totally agree with that. E.T. Cali said, age don't matter. If you make something dope, the people will listen. Totally agree. Rob Smooth Online said, Mick Jagger is still on tour with the Rolling Stones. Blacks are the only culture who throw elder entertainers away. All right. I love this comment section. John Smith 82 said, is there an age limit on being a doctor, a lawyer, or a teacher? Somebody else said, there's an audience for every age. Just make good music. Great storytellers will always be in style regardless of age. I love this. Perfect. I thought people were going to like, my gosh, this is good. Somebody said Tupac is dead and his hologram is still rapping. The answer is there is no age. Never too old. Okay, not one person in this comment section said they're too old. There's no age limit. Yo, I'm really proud of us, man. Really proud. I thought I was going to have to argue with some people. Every single comment here says no age limit. All right, I love this, man. That's my answer. No age limit. Make good music. I actually would prefer some of these older rappers get back in the game and we have some balance. I'm tired of only hearing all these new people. Like, I love new people like Sexyy Red, Glorilla, all of them. But, yo, I want to hear some of the old heads. All right, this brings us to sports news. The WNBA has recently rescinded the second technical foul against Angel Reese during the game against the New York Liberty. Looks like Angel Reese is off the hook for one of her technical fouls charged against her on Tuesday night. As we previously reported, Reese was ejected from Tuesday night's game against New York Liberty after getting a double technical foul for having a disagreement with the referee. According to ESPN, the second foul has since been rescinded by the NBA. So what? So does she get to come back in the game? But the game's over. So what is the point? I understand now it won't be on her record, but like, who cares? You guys kicked the girl out of the game with 2 minutes left in the game, yo. These guys, I don't know what is going on with the WNBA. Like Shannon Sharp said, and I said yesterday, the WNBA has to be careful. I'm all for the headlining and viral stuff. Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese, you guys know I talk about it all the time. I love it, and I actually think it is good, but we need to start hearing some positive things about the WNBA. Wow, what a great game last night. Went down to the wire. Caitlin Clark hit a game-winning 3-point shot to take the lead. Or Angel Reese, somebody scored 50. Somebody dunked on somebody. Like, we've gotten to the point now where it's all just controversy. We need to start hearing about some actual basketball plays. That when Shannon Sharp said it, I was like, oh, come on, Shannon. All this viral stuff, all this arguing back and forth is good. But what I'm seeing now, I'm agreeing with him. It will turn some people off if we don't start having some quality basketball instead of just like the BS, you know? So anyways, but Angel Reese is still my girl, and I'm happy that that technical foul was taken back. All right, that's it for me. That is a wrap. I will see you guys tomorrow. Maybe. I might take the day off. I'm not too sure yet, but you probably will see me tomorrow. But definitely let you know there is no Monday show. I am taking Monday off. All right, little housekeeping before I go. For those of you who are used to watching this podcast on YouTube or listening to it on podcast platforms, please try to check me out weekdays from 11 to 12 on CFQR600.com or 600 AM if you're in the Montreal area. We do play the Trent Out Loud Podcast, and we mix it in with 90s and 2000s hip-hop and R&B. I select the music. I'll be DJing, and it's a good vibe. It's a good way to digest and hear the show. So please try to check it out. Vice versa, if you're used to listening to this podcast on the radio or on .com, and you can't always catch us from 11 to 12. We know you're busy. Don't worry. You can always catch the podcast on YouTube or on podcast platforms. Just go to your desired station, or not station, but your desired platform. Type in Trent Out Loud. The show will pop up. We upload shows daily. You know, there's a show every day of the week. Don't forget to hit the subscribe and the follow button so you can be notified every time we upload a show. All right, man. That is it. Thanks for kicking with me. I will see y'all tomorrow. Maybe. Peace. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It's your boy, Trent Out Loud. Peace.